This is the Mr. Mike Agostinho, and you're listening to the Mr. Benfica podcast channel. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another live stream. Guys, this is our 11th live stream since moving from Nino's YouTube page.
Time is flying.
Time is flying. It's good to have Nino back on the broadcast. It's good to hear a familiar voice calling the league. Wish he was calling the Champions League, because his call in your game yesterday would have been something to hear for sure.
He would have lost his voice yesterday,
as opposed to the monotone British voices we get for the Champions League. All right, I was gonna start off with Benfica this week, but things happened, and yesterday belonged to you guys. So what a day!
Wow.
Be honest, Derek, did you believe that was possible going into the match yesterday?
I'll be honest, no.
Okay.
No. I mean,
I didn't. I thought they would just focus on the league, to be honest, and consider it, a short straw for the season and move on. But no, Sporting come out and win 5-0 at home.
Yeah.
3-0 in regulation and then 2 goals in extra time to advance to the quarterfinals.
It should at least been 5-0 in regulation.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
I think they took like 39 shots. I've never seen that.
And the clock struck midnight on Bodo Glimt, I guess.
They
turned back into a pumpkin.
It finally struck 12. Yeah.
All right. Who wants to go first this week?
Hey, let Derek go. He's already.
All right, Derek. He's got glow on him today. So.
Yes, I did not believe that this was going to happen. Just looking back on how Bodo dealt with Inter, and the first leg was so damning. We just could not match their intensity. Their ability to move the ball. It was a really poor performance in Norway. I felt that 3 goals, it was going to be impossible. But I mean, yesterday, it just right from the get-go, I was surprised with what I saw. First off, I was surprised with Bodo because even in the second leg against Inter, having the 2-goal lead that they did, they didn't just park the bus. They did look for opportunities. They were able to get up and create some opportunities, and they eventually scored 2 goals. Yesterday, their posture right from the opening whistle was to defend. They were just there to park the bus. I was surprised by that. Sporting came out with all this fire. I mean, we could talk about how many great performances there were yesterday, but we truly did see the difference that Maxi Arroyo makes on this team. He wasn't available in Norway. He was available yesterday. He replaced Vangianidis, which is like trading in a Chevy Malibu for a Ferrari. I think that he was the man of the match. He brought that fire, and I think that the rest of the team followed suit. I thought Jenny was amazing. I thought he was relentless. He just kept on going backwards and forwards. It was amazing. I thought Trincão was great yesterday, linking up the play. Port, that's probably the best Port I've seen since coming back from the injury. There was an inspired performance there. Lucho Suarez, it was great. I know, he scored from the penalty spot, but he made the pass for Port for that second goal. And that after that second goal, you could see the panic in Bodo's eyes. It was 10 men in the box basically. After that, Morten Hjulmand, for a second, I thought he took the shape of a lion. I had to just go back really quickly. He looked like he turned into a lion for a few seconds there. It was amazing, and I was surprised that they put Eduardo Quaresma to start, but it worked. I mean, it worked. I think this was more, and Fresneda was amazing too. I mean, this was just such I just feel that the team was inspired. It was such an emotional game. There was electricity in the air. The fans were amazing. I could just go on and on. I thought Nuno Sanch, that was the best Nuno Sanch I've seen since he came back. I just think that these guys were so, they were just going on pure emotion. And I can't recall seeing a game like this. It was electric. I just again, I'm still I'm still on cloud nine. I still haven't come down yet.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if we could play this kind of inspired football, I think we can beat anybody. That's just how I feel. I was really taken back by it. And this Bodo Glimt, I know now people are starting to dismiss them, but I mean, they took Inter out. They beat Inter twice. They beat Manchester City. They beat.
Oh yeah, they have a resume that's
on the road.
Not questioned.
Yeah, and they had a full week off too because they did not play over the weekend. They went to Spain and did a
training camp. Yeah,
camp there. So they they were prepared. I think the key difference here between Inter and Sporting was I do think the consensus heading into that second leg. In terms of Inter, I do believe the consensus there was that Inter was still going to win, that they were still going to get by Bodo Glimt, even though they were down 2 goals. They were still going to win. I think here the belief was Bodo was going to go through.
Yeah,
Sporting had no chance. So I think Bodo maybe went in there thinking that this was done and dusted. And when you do that, you usually go out. Yeah. But it was great.
Mauricio, I'm sorry. America just scored on your Union.
I know.
Already. It's 2-0 on aggregate now. But you saw I know you're a Sporting fan, but you saw the Braga game today. What are your reactions in that game? Because that was historic as well.
Like I said when we started the program, Braga pretty much told Sporting, what you can do, I can do even better. And what they did today was just, I saw a really good Braga team today. And I want to give kudos to Bal Vitor up front because today he was a felicitator and he was just giving passes to Salazar and Horta. He had about 2 or 3 assists and he was all over the field. I feel like that's a better position for him than depending on him to be your goal scorer, to him to be a creator for them too. And we've been talking now for weeks about Salazar and Horta and what they're doing for Braga, and they just continue to do it. And they just showed everybody again today pretty much what it is. And I think they were just caught off guard, the Hungarian team coming in today. They just, once they scored those 2 goals within the first 15 minutes, it's almost like they looked at each other like, what's going on or what just happened? I think they were overwhelmed with the atmosphere. Even though it was an early game, I give credit to the Braga fans. It looked like the stadium had a good crowd in it. Even though they had an early game, there was a lot of people there. So I give them credit. And they just had it going on. Like, I don't think they had really a significant chance on Hornacek throughout the game. They didn't scare him at all. I don't think they really even gathered a possession in their midfield. But like I said, Vicente has been rotating the squad throughout these European games. And he did it again today. He sat Moutinho. They have a good game coming up with Porto this weekend, which we'll probably get into. And I think he took that into consideration. And I think them blowing out this team the way they did today allowed them to even rest some guys early. Horta got out of the game and stuff like that. So they even got to rotate the guys even more. But it was a very good, it's great to see the Portuguese teams in the European League and stuff like that. These are probably the only times I cheer for other teams besides Sporting when it is these competitions because I want our league to do good. We talked about it millions of times how we want Guimarães in that conference league, a team that can do. We're always looking for good teams. And Braga just this year finishing the top 8. Now moving forward, they're going to play the winner of, the Betis or Panathinaikos game coming up tomorrow. But we'll see what Porto does. Maybe Porto does the same thing. But Braga today, just like Sporting, I really can't say anything negative about any of the players on the field, what they did today. I really can't.
We've been talking about the team, over and over. They show what they can do. It's always been the consistency to do it when it's not glamorous, when it's against somebody that's not going to come out of their end. But in these kinds of ties, in these European games, and in these big games against the big three, Braga always shows up. True. And I think I have to give them credit for sticking with this manager, because that is the best decision I think Salvador made in a long time.
Yeah, and plus they got
I was half surprised they didn't fire him after they went out in the cup.
Yeah,
against FAF or whatever. I was
against FAF. Yeah.
I think in the past Salvador would have probably.
I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
listen, they're in fourth spot and they're comfortable in that spot with the games left. They can focus on the European
They can really
League.
focus on this. Yeah, there's nothing stopping them from going full speed ahead in this Europa League. And their draw is pretty. I mean, Betis is a good side, but if they don't get through Panathinaikos, they're looking at you can't ask for much better than Panathinaikos in the quarterfinals of the European competition.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah.
And then they're looking at either
they're up in the leg. They're up in the leg.
Yeah, they're up. Yeah. They're up. Panathinaikos is up 1-0. So yes, Braga. Braga has a little bit of a history now in Europa League. They've been to a final about a decade and a half ago, but there's no reason they can't get to the semifinals. And who knows, when you get there, they'll play if they get there, it's either Freiburg, Genk, Celta Vigo, or Olympic Lyon. And I wouldn't brush them off against any of those teams. So
no, absolutely.
This is turning into quite a season.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I don't think we're going to see something like this again. This is. I mean,
it reminds me.
I fully expect Porto to go through.
You're
gonna have three teams in the quarterfinals.
Yeah,
of these competitions. When's the last time we've seen that?
The only thing I can remember is the year that Braga, Benfica, and Porto were all in the last four of the Europa League. But it was all in the Europa League.
It was the Europa League.
Then you got the Porto. Then you got the Porto Braga final. But again, they're apart from each other, Braga and Porto, so they could very possibly, find themselves against each other in a final. If Porto's road actually looks tougher than Braga's, if Braga can get through this quarterfinal now. But I think they're over one of the bigger hurdles coming back from down 2-0.
And looking at the recent past, this has been great, for Portuguese football. We'll see how long we can keep it going.
Yep.
And Sporting's got a really tall task. But.
Yeah. Well, they're all
our boys coming back.
Quarterfinal.
Our boys coming back.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he should be back.
Yep.
yeah, he's coming. I wonder how he's going to be received.
Right. Mm-hmm. I think he'll be received good.
Yeah,
I would imagine. I know there was some hard feelings.
I mean, the way that he left was kind of.
I think it was the agent that really did everything.
Yeah,
I don't think
it was the agent. I mean, it was so unnecessary because we were going to sell him. I mean, we were going to sell him. There was no doubt about it. I just, why did it have to get so messy at the end?
Right.
But there's been 9 months to cool off. I don't think he gets any kind of anything.
I think they should put a video tribute before the match, and
I agree.
Let him get a standing ovation. I mean,
he
let him have his moment. He was the driving force behind 2 titles.
Yep.
Yeah. Exactly. All right. Well, we're still on Europe. We got Porto and we got Stuttgart tomorrow. Porto are ahead 2-1 after the away leg, so they're going home. Hard to envision how they don't close this out and probably close it out quickly. I think going up 1-0 in the first half for the way they can defend, that should be enough to put this one through, and then see them start to rest their players looking ahead to their match at the weekend.
I liked how Farioli has been dealing with this team.
Yeah.
I mean, again, they had 2 intense games with Sporting and Benfica. Then for that first leg against Stuttgart, they made 8 changes. They made 8 changes. I mean, these guys are ready to go and they performed. They played an ideal opponent. Stuttgart wanted to take the initiative, and both Porto goals were from mistakes in the midfield. Porto
they
loves
thrive on that.
They love those turnovers. They turnovers and they turn it over quick, and then before you know it's a goal. So Then against Moreirense this past weekend, they made another 8 changes from that game.
Yep.
He's been managing their load, the workload. I think that's sort of like hurt Sporting and Braga in their first legs, because I think Sporting and Braga basically rolled out their same teams after intense games, and the energy levels weren't there to match that Fenerbahce or Bodo Glimt. Kudos to Farioli. I think he managed it a lot better than Rui Borges did or Vicens.
Yeah.
All right. So we can get into the league then. Now that we've gotten Europe out of the way. Round 26. Of course, Sporting have not played yet. Do we have a date for that Tondela game yet?
Not yet.
Any update?
They're saying it's going to be far out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Around round 31.
Okay, so almost at the end.
Yeah.
I guess I'll talk about Benfica then. 2-1 win. Luck.
I think we predicted that.
I think that was the scoreline we all
predict
picked. Yeah. I think it was one of those where we all agreed. More or less how I envisioned it to an extent. I didn't envision going down early, but I did. When it happened, I said, okay, if you're going to go down, let it be in the second or third minute.
Yeah.
Because you have the whole match to come back.
Recover.
It's, I don't know. Antonio Silva was never quite the same after that. He didn't really mentally come back after making that mistake. Unlucky, but we've seen that called a penalty consistently in our league, so I have no complaints about that penalty call. Before I even talk about the game, I have to lambast the idiot that set that thing on fire, that banner on fire, and then his idiot girlfriend that records it, and you can see on TV she's got her cell phone up and she's recorded. Like, I don't even understand the logic of being proud of that. Well, yeah, you have a cigarette lighter and you set vinyl on fire. Like, and then the security guard, the guardsman, the guarda is just sitting there watching. Like, I don't understand. That's a very terrible example of Benfica fans and traveling fans when you go to a stadium and do that. You could see
real Beavis
Aroca went out of their way to make that stadium look nice. That they have worked hard on that. They got their branding, Lobush everywhere. It was full, and I don't know. There's just no need for that. And then you got the smoke coming on the pitch, and
they should ban the guy.
Yeah. He should get a lifetime ban from all stadiums in Portugal. All stadiums. This is how England rooted this out of the game. Is you did something like this and you don't get tickets anymore. You're on a list and nobody lets you in. Yeah. Benfica just scored to go ahead. What exactly was the point of that? Nor what did Aroca do wrong all game to even warrant that kind of vandalism? I don't even understand the mentality there. And if I'm going to criticize other teams, I'm going to be the first to criticize my own fans when these things happen and when we're guilty of it. So I want to get that out of the way. It was a late winner, but again, Mourinho not on the bench, which now that the video evidence is out, his red card is even more ridiculous from the game against Porto because everything he said lines up with what we saw on the video that was released. He kicked the ball into the stand. And then in the very Portuguese way of giving him a 1-game suspension and an 11-day on top of that, which why not just say 2 games? Why 1 day and 11 days? It's such a ridiculous number. Like somebody sat there
that sounds like
racking their brain saying, how can I make this sound, But so Benfica fall behind early, right? And there was no urgency in that whole first. That's just like, okay, like I appreciate not panicking, but that went totally to the opposite extreme. Yeah. And it was just slow build up, square ball back, all the way back to the center backs. Part of it was you had a midfield of, if I'm not mistaken, Barredo and Rios. Yeah. Not a lot of construction in those two guys, not a lot of guys to build out of. So what ends up happening, their job kind of ends up being winning the ball and then rotating it back to Tomás and Antonio to make the first pass. So it allowed Aroca time after time to sink in when they needed to, get into their shape and cut out passing lanes. I didn't expect it to take that long to equalize. I expected to see a little bit of urgency out of Benfica in the first half. We didn't see it. Eventually, Sheldrop scores again, and I mean, he just in the club's awards won the revelation of the year. I don't understand how we're giving awards only in the three quarters through the season. And if this is an award for the previous year, if this is an award for 2025, he definitely doesn't merit an award. He merits one from like January 1st to today, but he wins the revelation of the year, or whatever the term would be in English, the rookie of the year, I guess, or the new discovery of the year.
Yeah.
And he's finding the back of the net. This is one guy that has, with Mourinho, turned into
shocked.
Finding his potential. And it's not something Mourinho has much of a track record with young players. Yep. This guy seems to be the exception, and it's good to see. I was happy also for Prestiani because he was criticized terribly all week after last week's performance. He didn't do this. He didn't do that. He just didn't. He ran out of gas against Porto. He a lot of heart, no production was what a lot of people were saying. A lot of heart, no head. But he's 19, 20 years old. I mean, that's perfectly normal in the trajectory of a player that age. But he comes off the bench and gets the game-winning assist, which is big for him because he needed that, given everything he's been going through. And for Ivanovic to come off the bench and score a winner, despite how much of a disappointment Benfica fans will say he's still the second leading scorer on this team. And I've said it all season. Benfica sent away a whole ton of goals with letting Di Maria leave, letting Kokshu leave, and letting Artutugu leave. That is all of the goals that Pavlidis didn't score came from those three guys. And it's been a struggle all season to find goals as a result. It shouldn't surprise anybody, but it seems to surprise everyone. But again, Pavlidis, doesn't get a goal, but he's doing things. He's drawing attention. He's opening space for other guys.
Yeah.
He's finding a way to be productive, even when he's not the guy scoring. And I do believe the goals will come back. But I won't be shocked if Ivanovic gets the start this week. Because sometimes for a striker, coming in off the bench for 1 week isn't the worst thing in the world. The other team's defense can be down, can be tired. And you come in fresh. You've had 60 minutes or so to watch and study the other defense to see what they're giving you. And you can go in and just exploit it. So I'm hoping that's where this goes. I don't know what's going to happen. João Tralhão will be on the bench again this week for Benfica because Mourinho's going to sit out. He's now serving that 11-day portion of the suspension. I don't know. Mourinho's got a long career. I don't ever remember him missing this many games in one season. He returns to Portugal, and it's like immediate. It's immediate. And I don't think he's even been overwhelmingly negative towards anybody, towards referees, towards opponents. We've seen much worse from him over his career. But yet this tamer version of Mourinho is getting suspended, multiple times. It's kind of funny.
They were just preparing themselves to suspend him.
Right. It's like when he returned.
Regardless of what he was going to do, they were dead set on suspending him somehow.
Yeah. So again, some players brought some good things to the pitch. Dedic was serving his suspension for the red card. He had received. He picked it up at the end of this match. He's still got to serve his suspension. A boneheaded red card. I mean, I understand he's defending his teammate, but again. How do you again? You just went ahead. You're in stop. There's literally no time for anything but one kick of the ball.
Yeah,
it's bad enough the fan is setting a fire in the stands, but this guy is getting himself sent off with literally nothing left to do on the pitch. Now he's got to sit out another week.
Now you got to sit out a game.
Now you got to sit out a game. His form has dipped ever since his injury when he was with his national team at the last international break. Yeah. And he's been struggling to get it back, and now he's going to sit another game, which doesn't help you pick up your form back. But all in all, Benfica I think they got a deserved win. It was not a good win, but Aroca also sat on that 1-0 lead a little more than I think they normally do, and they really didn't look interested in doing anything but trying to hold on to that lead. I think it would have been a little bit of an injustice if Benfica had dropped points in this one, because they did do enough, even though it was slow. It was a little bit lazy. It was lacking creativity, but I think they did enough to earn what they got. Yes, it was on virtually the last kick of the game, when I had basically given up on it. But I know Nino had said something that he said on the podcast that I had to be fuming about the penalty. And I really wasn't. I said, not really. I'm like, after the Porto game, I kind of reserved to third place. So, but he goes, all right, brother. But again, the opportunity to fight for second place is still there. I think it would have been gone having dropped 2 points here with Sporting having a game in hand. I think that would have been the end of it. Now it's an interesting situation, as you guys say, that Sporting's game with Tondela is not going to be rescheduled till almost the end of the season. That's going to make almost like an artificially close race now, because until you have those points, they can always be dropped. I know from my perspective, I'm counting those as Sporting's points. You guys are going to see it the other way, and that's always how we look at our teams. Until your team has the points,
those points are in the bag.
You don't count on them. When you're chasing somebody, you just assume they have them, and you have to go continue to get points. But it'll be interesting to see what happens in this next game, because now Benfica return home, and they need a big performance here. Again, 8 matches to play, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Yeah, 8 matches left. They're all finals. They just have to keep grinding out result one at a time. Not look 2 weeks ahead or 3 weeks ahead. Not look at the match with Sporting. It has to be looking at the next opponent, because that match with Sporting won't matter if any points are dropped between here and there. Because I think at that point, it's pretty much lost. So
I mean,
they just have to be very
Sporting. Again, they have to play Tondela. So
exactly.
They have that game in hand. That's another game they got to worry about.
Right.
We got 2 games locked in with Arsenal,
mm-hmm.
and we have the second leg of the semifinal.
Yes,
so I mean, Sporting right now, you're looking at opportunities there where they're going to. There's a greater chance of injury. There's a greater chance of fatigue, not being 100%. For these games we'll be playing during the week. Benfica has that advantage, where they're just playing once a week.
Right.
That's a tremendous advantage to have.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's look at what's happened in England with Manchester United only playing once a week.
Yeah.
Now look at that. They're going to go to the Champions League next year.
Mm-hmm.
So I've always felt that's a massive advantage when you're only playing once a week. You can train. You can focus in on your next opponent.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Where Sporting have a full plate to deal with. These last 3 months. So So we'll see how that figures in.
The other thing I wanted to mention before I move on from this game, it was interesting to see Richard Rios playing in center back in the second half. Someone said your 30 million euro midfielder is your best option at center back, but Otamendi out, and Joshua Winder on the B team, and there's another B team defender. Neither one of them ready for the first team right now. So I think if you're going to pay 30 million for a guy, he should be able to play more than one position. And it was an interesting thing to see.
He's a big guy physically.
He's a big guy, exactly, and he's decent with the ball. He's good with the ball at his feet. He's strong.
Yeah.
Some of his offensive build-up, frailties are less exposed back there.
Yeah.
So there's worse guys they could have put in that position, and I think that's probably in a match like this where you were losing and you had to get a result, probably a better option than throwing a B team kid in there in that situation.
And Silva wasn't having the greatest game.
No, and you could see he was unhappy with being substituted, and
but I don't even know why he was, because to be
honest,
I
exactly
that partnership with Araujo, it's just not. It's not there. It's also
it needs to be worked. It needs to be worked. Yeah.
They need more time. They need more time together.
Yeah.
They need a preseason before they can really approach with that. And hopefully Otamendi is healed up. And I know now it's becoming. There's stories everywhere. 2 weeks ago, he was resigned to go to River Plate. It was almost a done deal, and now Abola is reporting that he wants to sign for the rest of his career with Benfica at a very high price rate. I think that's clickbait and cover art just to sell papers. To be honest, that doesn't make sense for either of them.
Agent,
right? And I mean, he's got a World Cup this summer, and then after that, it makes all the sense in the world to go finish his career with his club that he's supported his whole life, especially if they're interested in bringing him in. He has given everything to Benfica. Since the day he arrived, and some fans still can't get past the fact that he played for Porto 15 years ago. It's still in some people. He makes a mistake in a game, and someone will say, "I told you he came here to ruin us." And it's like this guy has given everything to Benfica. He's played more matches for Benfica than he has for any other club in his career. Okay, over 200 matches now for Benfica in all competitions. Right. A captain through and through. I mean, he was given the captain's armband almost the day he arrived. And he has done nothing but defend the badge. He's done nothing but respect the club and leave it all on the field. So I do hope if he does leave that these last 8 matches that he can partake in as many of them as possible and really leave his best performances as well as he can give, through these last 8 matches, and he can walk off, to the sunset with his head held high off to the World Cup. And then if it is to River Plate, then wish him well, and then build with these two and really focus on these two.
It's probably time to turn the page, I think.
Yeah, it is. It is. So yes, he will be missed in the locker room. There's no question that leadership isn't there in anybody else. And Rafa coming back is not the guy. That's just not his personality. He's not a locker room leader. Right. He's a quiet, does his own job kind of thing. He's not going to be the guy that's riling up teammates. He's not going to be the guy that's having the conversations with the referee. He's not going to be that extra coach on the field. But Frederick Auschnitz is that other guy. So
100%.
I wouldn't be whether he wears the armband or not. Frederick Auschnitz becomes the leader of this team. And you can see Benfica
sporting with Yilman.
Yeah,
and Benfica after Coates, he stepped up. I mean,
not having Auschnitz, I think, shows in the lesser performance Benfica's putting because they need him. They need that mind on the field, that thinker that can orchestrate. And I've been saying it for weeks. I'm looking at next season. I'm looking at everything from the lens of what are we building. I want each match and each play to be a block to build a solid foundation to attack next season.
Yeah, with Benfica, I always thought that the pairing with Leandro Barreiro and Arsens in the midfield, I thought that was like, looking at this season as a whole, when they were forced to do that, when Enzo went down and when Rios went down, and those two were paired together, and they had at first there was Sudakov and now Rafa. I found Benfica's performances to be more convincing.
It's been the best phase of the season.
I think that was probably the best phase of the season. I think Benfica were at in those games more dominant than they've been at other periods during the year. So I mean, that was just something that, again, I don't think they thought this was going to happen at the beginning of the season. I think that it was Richard Rios was the midfield coming in with and Enzo money transfer and Enzo coming in from the Premier League. So this is going to be the midfield. But it's by chance. I think you found the best combination.
You found the best combination.
And Mourinho made it work. And I think it's about, I don't know how other Benfica fans see it. I don't know how Mourinho's seeing it, but I do think that was indeed the best pairing. And with sort of like a pseudo number 10 in front of them. Right. It'd be Sudakov or Rafa. I do think Rafa is more capable. I mean, from the games that I've seen Benfica play, I agree.
I agree with that. I think that's the good starting point for next season, and then you build up because Benfica fans will say they'll use the word curto. They're short. They don't have enough for what people envision it. But we have to live in reality in 2026 in Portuguese football.
It's all about combinations and pairing.
It's all about combinations and skill sets and complementary.
Yilman and Morita.
Yep, exactly.
Makes sense. They're the yin to the yang.
Yin and yang. I was just going to say that. It's not all cracks. You can't have that. You're not going to have that in Portugal. We don't have the budgets for that. And I'd like to see the club stop spending 28, 29, 30 million every time they go get a midfielder. They got these two. They got Manu. I think that is the core to build around. Manu, hopefully with an off season and then a preseason, can get back to 100%.
Yeah.
And with Rafa back in the picture, I think that's still the best player in that position.
Sudakov looked good off the bench. Yeah.
He looked good off the bench, exactly. And there'll be moments. We know Rafa at this point. He goes like this throughout the season. Right. There will be moments where Sudakov is going to be the guy that's in there. And there'll be moments when Rafa's the guy, and you just go with which guy is in form at that phase of the season. But again, this all revolves around whether or not Mourinho stays, because if he leaves, I think you have a whole new rebuilding project. Yeah, someone's going to come in with different ideas, and you're going to start back at square one. I still think he's going to stay. I have an instinct that he's staying.
I think so, too.
I don't think the news about the national team is going to be. I could see him making an agreement where he joins the national team the following summer, and they use an interim manager for the Nations League. If that, I know Jorge Jesus already, said he wants to be the national team coach, but I'd be fine with that too. Actually, I think
Martinez definitely done after the World Cup. Then?
That's what everyone's pointing to. I haven't heard. That's the rumor. I haven't heard Martinez say that.
And what if they have a good performance at the World Cup?
Exactly.
Be inclined for him to stay.
And it's hard to believe rumors. And to be honest, I think Fabrizio Romano is less reliable than he used to be. He's really getting into the clickbaity stuff. He's really sensationalizing news and continuing to monetize whatever it is. Whatever leads he's getting.
And now he's cashing in.
And I don't know if he really vets some of the info he gets, some of the tips he gets. It seems like he just runs with whatever people give him out. I'm sure he's got people on the inside everywhere because he doesn't get all these tips otherwise. But a lot of times I think people tell him what they want to happen, and he puts it out there. So
yeah, if let's say they make the semifinals, they're gonna want Roberto Martinez back.
Yeah, exactly. I think he's Pedro Proença's guy. I don't know, but it's hard to unless he's absolutely set on leaving and he has another project that he wants to take on. I mean, you can't have much better of a gig than a national team coach. You work once you work a couple months a year and you spend the rest of the time watching your players. I mean,
in your home country on top of it.
Yeah, you go to games and it's great.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. He's only got to go to Portugal for camps. I mean, and to watch the Clásico and the Derby. Basically, that's when you see him. So, yeah, I think we'll cross that bridge when we get there because, again, there's a World Cup and who knows what's going to happen. And there's a 41-year-old striker who might have something to say about who the coach is going to be. So,
what he says goes.
That's the conspiracy theory. That's probably not too far from the truth. So,
that's true.
Mauricio, anything to say? You've been quiet there a little bit.
No, I liked the substitutions that were done in this game were spot on, and it also flipped the entire second half. I thought Benfica was just more aggressive. Like you said, it seemed like they were just like, it's okay, we're going to see this game out. But it's like, I don't want you to do that right now. I want you to come tie this game up and be more confident. And they were just more like, oh, they scored. It's okay. It's not a big deal. It's all right.
Right.
But they were more aggressive. And like you said, Prestiani came in. Like I already mentioned, Sudakov looked really good. I hadn't seen him play this good. In a few games, he looked really good off the bench. It was just a good Ivanovic, that finish it's a class finish. It's a great goal. Like you said, I actually hope he does start. I think Pavlidis kind of needs a break. I think he's burnt out on his shoulders. I think he's burnt out hearing all the
go a few games.
It's becoming mental now too.
Yes, I think
the pressure begins to mount.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. He's even giving quotes in interviews that, you can't compare Benfica to, where was he, 20, I think, in the Eredivisie. He says you can't even compare the pressure from the Dutch league to Benfica. Right. So clearly he's feeling it.
Right. And you can see some instances in the game.
That's absolutely true.
Yeah, you can see sometimes in the games where he's like asking for the ball or like why wasn't he played on that run or given?
Yeah.
And those are the types of like it is starting to get mental. Like I'm starting to feel it. I want these opportunities, but it's like he's not getting them. But I do hope Ivanovic gets the start because, like you said, maybe a fresh moment in the 60th, 7th, 65th
against
minute,
a tired defense.
Exactly. You get a breakdown here and there, and you can do that. But all in all, I think, like you said, Benfica deserved the win. They looked for the win. And listen, in the second half, I expected them to come out of that game the way it was going.
Yeah. All right. We can move on to the other games in the league then. Vitória Guimarães 1, Famalicão 2. I think Mauricio called this one.
Not surprised. No.
Yeah.
Can't say I'm surprised.
Not surprised either.
Guimarães is their own worst enemy. They're just they're just shooting themselves right now.
And their B team lost at the weekend. By the way, they're now out of the promotion zone. Going back to what we talked about last week.
They're killing two birds at once.
They're killing two.
Yeah, and now Fama is actually tied with Gil Vicente.
Yeah,
Gil Vicente had so much distance between Braga at one point and everybody else, and just like that, quietly they have tied them. Gil Vicente. Again, they losing a guy that scored that many goals.
Yeah,
it's tough. Yeah,
it's always going to be tough.
Yeah. You have to sort of. You have to adapt to the new striker and change the way you play, and so I mean they're not getting the results that they were before. But at the same time, they're comfortable right now.
Right.
Dare I say they're probably more prepared to go on to try to go get into the league phase of the Conference League anyway. Famalicão.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
they haven't
going on for
done
several
it
years
before.
now. But they're always
right.
on the cusp.
But they've been building towards this.
Right.
They've never really been below 12th maybe, but they've always been in the hunt for these European spots. And I think they found another level under Hugo Oliveira.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter. The pieces change, but the identity of the team stays the same, and the level stays the same.
Yeah.
And that tells me that they can, in an off season, prepare a team to go win these preliminary knockout rounds and get themselves into a league phase and really have a first time experience in Europe. And for their true fans that are Famalicão fans, it'll be amazing for them to be able to go. Who knows where they'll go in the Conference League? You always get somebody in there that's an attractive opponent. You can get a League Cup winner from England or a sixth place from England. There's always an opportunity to play somebody. The way the season's going, they could get a Celtic next season to come in because I think they're sitting third right now.
Yep.
In the Scottish Premier League, there's big clubs out there that would make a very memorable, historic European run. Because if you got to go to Europe, you want to play those clubs that have the aura.
Right.
You'll probably play Fiorentina. They're
right. They're perennial in that competition.
Listen, you're probably playing a Chelsea right now, aren't they? Like in sixth place or something like that. You could play.
Imagine Chelsea going to Famalicão Stadium.
Yes, exactly.
They probably have to move the game.
Who knows? It might be Liverpool.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. Could be Liverpool.
Could be insane. Yeah.
But listen, kudos to their scouting because, like you said, players change and everything. But they
have a good network.
Bring the right guys in.
Yeah,
they really do. They do it the right way.
Yeah, they do it the right way. So very impressed with them, and they're just slowly climbing and taking care of business.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Gil Vicente 2-2 draw at home to Alverca. That hurts a little bit.
I think they had I think they were up 2-0.
They were. One of the goals they gave up was a defensive breakdown.
Yeah.
Which is not like them. They're usually sound. It was.
Yeah.
I saw the score. I was like, oh, something's not right. They usually don't do that.
Yeah, Alverca equalized in the 90th +4.
Yeah.
So, but again, they're in to compare them to Famalicão. They're kind of in a spot where Famalicão was 4 or 5 years ago. They're still building. I think they have the infrastructure. They have the idea. They have.
Agreed.
I think it's a work in progress.
I don't know how much longer they keep the manager there, but they have something there to build on and to grow from.
Right.
They do.
All right, we can go to Sunday matches then, and let's see what we have here. Oh yes, that Sunday classic. Did Nino call this game, by the way? AVS versus Santa
I
Clara.
didn't even check.
I wonder if
it's a
he's.
big win.
I
Big
get
win.
the impression he's the only commentator
Big win.
doing the league on football.
I think you're right.
Yeah. So
Oh,
AVS go down a man in the 65th minute. 3 minutes later, Santa
Listen,
Clara score.
If it wasn't for that red card, our 0-0 from all three of us would have.
I think it would have helped.
So we'll blame the red card.
Yeah.
We'll blame the red card.
But we've been talking about this. Again, we love Thiago Margarito, and I think Nacional plays good football, but they're not getting results.
Yeah,
And Derek called this last week. He said they're just not finding it.
They're not getting results.
Yeah.
And now they're in I think they're 16th now. I think
they
I'll
are.
pull it up in a second.
Yeah, they're in the
They're 16th. You're right.
They're in the playoff.
They're in the playoff. Yep.
Meanwhile,
This is fair because you have Rio Ave sitting pretty, and Nacional.
Yeah, Rio Ave has pulled it off a couple weeks in a row now, and you got Nacional in the playoff right now, 2 points behind Casapia. Santa Clara all the way up to 14th with 25 points.
The
same as
Tondela
Estrella.
has that less game. Don't forget.
Yep, that's right.
Derek starts laughing.
Gonna go to the Albalade.
They're gonna park 2 buses at the Albalade.
2 buses.
It's gonna be some It's gonna be a 5-5-0. Yeah.
Yeah. For AVS though, it looks like I don't.
Yeah.
Now 12 points just to get to the playoff spot with 8 matches.
Yeah, so it's I think they played better under João Henrique. I think that they played better with him. They've been more competitive, but it's far too late.
Yeah, it is, and honestly, I don't think any of us are gonna miss them.
Listen, buy AVS. No. Come on back, Marítimo. See you, AVS.
I'd love to see Marítimo.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll make that trade any day of the week, Marítimo.
Listen, they're first place in
the
second league. They're coming up.
Yeah, and they're a legitimate club that belongs in the first division. They have a fan base.
Absolutely.
They travel well. They don't belong where they are, and they belong to be back up. So I am happy for them.
Yeah.
Rio Ave 2-1 winner. They win again, this time at home to Estrella, and
I don't know
like
how.
you said, they have put some space between themselves in the drop zone.
Yeah.
6 points. They held on at the end. It was getting tight, but they held on.
6 points, man. 6 points in 2 rounds. That's huge. When you're down there, when you're at the bottom.
Yeah.
6 points in 2 weeks is huge.
Oh, that's just like 40% of their total points before that.
Yeah, it's a breath of fresh air. Absolutely.
Jalen Blesa with 2 goals, 25-year-old Spanish striker for Rio Ave.
They were nice goals. Nice goals.
Yeah. And the former Benfica guy, Rodrigo Pinho, scoring for Estrella. Estrella getting close to the drop zone also. They're going to have to start getting some points, so they're going to be pulled in.
Yep.
And then, of course, we have Porto surprising nobody with a 3-0 win over Moreirense.
And Moreirense is like the Titanic here. Jeez,
Listen, this game, Porto looked good. The other game, you could tell they were struggling and finding their way. This game, they looked like the Porto we've been seeing throughout the beginning of the year. And listen, like Derek said, they also give kudos to Farioli because he rotated 8
he's managing the team.
Rotating the squad.
And they look good.
I will say this. I mean, Sporting did play Moreirense a couple of weeks back at Moreira do Cónegos, which is always a tough place to play.
Always. Yeah.
And they just breezed right through.
Yeah.
They won 3-0 at Moreira do Cónegos. So this leads me to believe I just feel Moreirense has just been
hanging on,
really crashing. So it's an example where they're safe because of their great start. But if it started out like this, they'd be in trouble.
Yeah, sometimes these teams, when they get that kind of a start, they take their foot off the gas.
They get complacent
because their objective is so strictly staying up.
It's like we've already achieved what we had to achieve.
They've achieved their season's goal in December, and they start to tail off.
In complacency, because this is right now
they're in eighth place. They're in eighth place.
Yeah.
Right. So they're
completely safe.
Yeah.
And
so
they have no European aspirations. So
there's no European aspirations. They've achieved what they had to achieve.
Yep.
So they're just complacent.
They're playing out the calendar now.
But but then that leads to a sort of a decline, and we're really seeing that right now with them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah.
So Gabby Vega scores. Piłsudski gets another
that
one.
Polish kid.
He's on form right now.
He's scary. He's 17. That's scary.
17.
That scares me. Yeah.
And listen, this game, he didn't even finish. I think they wanted to give him a little. I think he had like a little knock or something, but he didn't want. But he's looking, like Derek said, he's looking scary. Like the more and more he starts to get control, because it looks like sometimes he's out of control, how fast he's going. Yeah. But the more and more he's getting comfortable with the ball on his feet, like how he cut on all the Mendy, and now this game.
Yeah.
It's going to be a problem as more confident as he gets.
Yeah, I know it's hurting Rodrigo Mora's chances.
Absolutely. I was just going to say it's a crazy take, but maybe he's even better than Rodrigo Mora.
No, it's not a crazy take.
I think he's more. I think he's more physical.
He's more physical, more ready for this level.
I think he has just more down. He's faster. He's stronger.
Yeah.
He
works a little bit harder too.
Yeah, he does. He possesses.
He's got a better work rate, which is why Farioli's,
that's why Farioli appreciates guys like that.
Yes, exactly.
That's why it's another game. Mota doesn't even come off the bench. He doesn't even come in this game.
Yeah. I mean, he'll play tomorrow, but
I think he's going to start the same team like he did in Germany.
But again, like I think that Piłsudski is more in Farioli's mold.
Absolutely.
Than Rodrigo Mora,
Yeah, he's more his kind of player, and William Gomes gets a goal in this one too, so he finds his form. I thought he was poor at against Benfica, and he seems to regain his form.
I thought Gould
he's a good player.
Better up top.
Gould was better,
Gould played better this game.
Yeah.
Listen, Varela seems more comfortable with Froholt and Vega on the sides. That's just my take. Than when it's Mora or someone else. It feels like Varela's more comfortable and in charge and knowing where they got to be when it's those three in the midfield in sync.
Yeah. And Bednarek seems to be totally fine.
He's totally, I guess his ribs are fine. But
After that assault,
Scandinavian football, baby. Scandinavian football. That's the next market to tap. I was telling you.
He's like the Karate
absolutely.
Kid, man. He taped those ribs up
with the
Karate
football.
Kid. He's good.
It's just this is the tip of the iceberg. Froholt, Sherloop, Arsens, Ullman, Jokic. It's an untapped market.
It's an untapped, absolutely.
And you know what? You can still get them for cheap.
And I heard somebody say this last season. The Scandinavian guys are less concerned about their salary. They're less. Yeah. They're much more concerned about their career as a player, where they fit in a team, in a collective. They're more team. They're built more for team mentalities than a South American, for example.
I think Bodo Glimt is a great example.
In both, exactly. They were in spite of what happened, the run they made, it was a unit. There was. I can't name one player on that team, even through watching them. I don't remember their names, but I remember as a group what they accomplished.
Their sum is greater than their parts. Absolutely.
Yeah, the sum is great. Exactly, are greater than the parts. So.
I mean, they invested €6 million in that club. Sporting invested €6 million in Kochashvili.
Yeah, exactly.
How did that work out?
Right. Yeah. Right. They can't afford to make the mistakes Benfica makes, for example, on transfers and
right. Listen, that's the difference.
20 million on an Arthur Cabral.
The transfers. That's the difference right now. Is Porto.
That's where they won the league.
All of them.
Yeah.
And they have a bench. Where Sporting, where you can see right now, we could be using those guys that are hurt. We need that bench right now with all these games. We don't have it.
We're abusing the hell out of Lucho.
Exactly. And Benfica's just getting their guys back. They went through it already, and now they only have one game a week where a team like Sporting is where they need it. And this is where I give kudos to Farioli. If anything, besides what Rui Borges has done, he's managed his team substitution-wise, which I feel like is a little kryptonite of Borges, a lot better.
Match management,
Yeah.
I've been impressed.
We don't have a backup striker
all season. I know whatever happened at Ajax happened, but I've been very impressed with everything he's done all season with this team.
Yeah,
I
think there was a little bit of a storm, some rocky,
but he managed it. He steered his way through it, and
there was some waves there.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think that the key was, going to the luge and tying.
Getting the result he needed.
I think
100%.
I mean, I think
it avoided that avalanche.
And the championship was signed, sealed, delivered right there. I mean,
I agree.
Yeah.
I just had a thought, but I lost it for a second. This team is. A year ago, I could not have imagined that this is what we'd be seeing from Porto this season.
Yeah.
I think we kind of laughed and picked on Rui a lot last season about, because there didn't appear to be any hope in sight for them. They were going in the wrong direction and continuing to go in the wrong direction throughout the season.
The best thing that happened to them was the FIFA World Club. World Cup.
And forcing that change.
Because Anselmi fails there, and that's what led to his dismissal.
He loses to Inter
Miami,
and that
FIFA Club World Cup. Let's say there's no FIFA Club World Cup. They maintain Anselmi.
Oh yeah, he comes through a preseason.
They would have got off to a disastrous start to the season, and they would have never recovered.
Right.
That's how I see it.
Sporting would be 10 points ahead, 6 points ahead, probably.
Oh yeah, I really do think that would happen.
I think so.
Tommy was the total wrong man for the job.
Mikey, you hit it. It was that Miami game. It was that was the one that was switched.
That was the one that did it. That eliminated them and it embarrassed them.
Yeah.
And it was. I think it was the first non-South American team to be a European team in the competition. Competition. So I think that
all the years of the other format that had never happened. They'd only, and it was few and far between when a European team would lose to a South American team since the turn of the century.
It was a massive embarrassment.
Yeah.
Massive.
Yep.
Huge.
And they found the right guy again. Just like they hit on the transfers, they hit on the manager too. They started with that decision, and everything from there has.
They hit on everything.
It's incredible. I don't know how they managed to use a baseball analogy, bat 1,000 basically.
Well, I mean, again, I do think it's over, but if there's any, small glimmer of hope, Braga has to get a result.
Yes. They literally can put the champagne on ice if they win this weekend.
They have to get a result. I don't know if they're going to. And the one thing that's working in our favor is Braga loves these games.
Yes.
And they love to show themselves off in these games. So we gotta hope something happens. But I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know. I have no faith right now.
I just like also that Braga's coming off a high. If they would have gotten eliminated today, I feel like that would have been a harder flip.
It would have been the end of their season.
That's a good thing. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. All right. Do we want to go to predictions for this coming week?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Friday we got. This is actually a interesting 6-pointer in the relegation battle. Estrela Amadora hosting Casa Pia.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm gonna go Estrela 2-1.
I'm gonna go 1-1.
I'm thinking what Mauricio's thinking. I'm thinking this is Estrela's week to kind of get themselves
two Lisbon-based clubs. Two
Lisbon-based clubs, neighbors. A derby of sense, and really two teams neither can afford to lose. And the draw doesn't really help.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking.
And the draw keeps them exactly where they are.
Yeah.
I think Estrela at home, I'll give them a half a goal to take this one. I'll say 2-1 as well, just like Mauricio said.
Cool.
Famalicão hosting Nacional Saturday in the early game.
They're struggling to score, and they're playing the hotter team. I'm going to go 1-0 Famalicão.
Same here, ditto.
I'll say 2-1 to be different. But yeah, Famalicão.
Yeah. They're just Nacional's in trouble. They need. Yeah. It's not just good enough to play good football.
You imagine as their rivals come up, they go down, and we don't get a Madeira derby next season.
I know.
That was.
Yeah. Where's União de Madeira? Where are they?
I don't think they exist anymore.
The yellow and blue.
Just dominoes. I think they only compete in dominoes now. Moreirense hosting Aroca.
Ooh. Okay.
You know what? I might surprise you guys. I'm gonna go actually 2-1 Aroca.
Yeah, I could see that.
I'm gonna go with 2-1 Aroca as well. I think
that was my initial instinct too. So this will be the one where we all agree. I'll say 2-1 Aroca. Yeah.
It's crazy in a span of like 2 months. They lost to Sporting in the 96th minute.
Yeah.
They lost to Porto in the 91st minute on a penalty.
90, whatever.
Yeah, my eyes pop out of my head.
Yeah.
And they lost in 96 minutes to Benfica.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's rough.
That is rough, man.
Yeah. But they're tough, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, all right, Benfica hosting Vitória Guimarães.
Oh, that'd be fun.
I'm going to go 3-1 Benfica.
I was thinking 2-0.
I'm also thinking 2-0. Benfica tend to do well against Guimarães at home. As tough as they have a time away, they seem to not have such a tough time at home.
The same thing Sporting.
Although I think last year they drew. There was one year recently where Guimarães got the result at the Luge. But
pretty much every time Guimarães go to the Alvalade, they go away with 0 points. For some reason, they don't travel well. I mean,
yeah. But I'll say 2-0 to Benfica also.
Yeah, and Guimarães are struggling. So
yeah.
Santa
Clara hosting Gil Vicente.
Oh,
this one's on the island.
Yeah, it's on the island. And it's at the same exact time as Benfica and Vitória for some reason.
Okay.
I'm gonna go 1-0 Gilistas.
I'm gonna go 1-1.
I'm with Derek. I think Santa Clara keeps this unbeaten run going a little longer. Yeah, it might not be pretty, but I think they get. I'll go 0-0. I'll give this one a 0-0. They'll hunker down and steal a point in a 0-0.
Yeah,
and take a point again.
Wins are hard to come by for Gil Vicente lately. So.
Yeah, and it's hard. It's hard in São Miguel. Yeah, it's always hard there. Yeah. You get all 4 seasons in a 90-minute match, as they say. And I hope this
has to be the AVS game if you're making a face.
Yeah.
Tondela hosting AVS.
Oh man, that's the battle of the bad.
Dude.
Tondela have to win this game.
And they're hosting?
They have to win this game.
I'm gonna go 1-1.
Really?
I think that might seal Tondela's fate.
Yeah. They need to get a result. I'm gonna give it to them. I'll give them 1-0.
I'll give them a 2-1 to
it's bocce ball time.
I love those green and yellow stripes. I want them to stay in the league. I love those kits that Tondela wear. So I want to keep them in the league.
Yeah, I'm going to go 1-0.
Sunday, Estoril hosting Rio Ave.
I'll go 2-1 Estoril.
Yeah, I'm going to go 1-0 Estoril. They've sort of petered out a little bit.
A little bit. It's a good opportunity to get back on track with Rio Ave away from home. I'll say they grind out a 1-0 win over Rio Ave here.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, and then we have Alverca hosting Sporting.
That's gonna be a good game.
Yeah.
You're coming down from this unbelievable high.
Yes. These games can be tough.
Yeah.
And listen, they were
get
guys.
Yourself back.
They're gonna have to grind.
I sent a message to Derek. There were guys tired, and I was calling for. So you could see Lucho running with cramps.
Yeah,
and it was pure.
Those extra 30 minutes are felt when you go there.
Like him and Trincão, I'm hoping Borges
Same
looks
thing.
at some guys.
Moxie was hurting at the end too.
Fresneda ran the whole entire game. Like
it was just
it's a lot.
It was. They ran on pure emotion, like pure inspiration, pure emotion.
They just kept going,
It was just
going.
adrenaline. Adrenaline.
Yeah, it was adrenaline, exactly.
Yeah. It's just I mean, you couldn't. Again, these games were 7 days apart. They were two completely different games. You
just got a penalty.
You couldn't be more. I mean, it's just two completely different games.
Yeah.
Right. You know, just a total role reversal from one game to the next. But they're gonna. I think they're gonna have to grind this one out.
Right. I can see it going 1-0, but I feel like it's gonna be 2-0 Sporting. But I can see it finishing 1-0. Them just grinding it and missing some chances here and there.
I think it's gonna be 2-1. 2-1 Sporting.
Yeah, I think 2-1 also. I think it's going to be tough, just like you guys said. Alverca are tough at home. But Rui Borges has done a good enough job. He knows what he has to do. He can motivate, and he's probably going to have to rely on a couple other players. The fitness is going to be crucial.
Yeah.
And he's going to have to rely on the players that are the most fit at the end of the day.
And I hope
but
he does
Sporting have enough quality to do it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sporting have enough quality to do it. It'll be difficult, but they'll find a way.
Yeah.
And then the big one, Braga, Porto.
Oh, I'm still thinking about how I'm going to go this game.
Wow.
I don't know why a score like 2-2 is flashing in my head.
Yeah.
I feel like it's either going to be a 2-1 Porto win where they sneak out like a Bednarik header or something, or it's going to be 2-2. I don't know why I don't see Braga pulling off the win.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to win.
I'm going to go with a tie. Just to make it fun, I'll go 2-2.
I honestly, I think this game's going to end in a tie as well. I just got that feeling. I think it's going to be 1-1. I got a feeling this is going to end up in a tie.
I'm a little less confident than you guys. Porto just have a way of finding the way to do this.
They always do.
It'll be an own goal. It'll be a penalty. It'll be a header. It'll be a shot from 35 yards. Who knows? Yeah. They just find a way in these games, and they do it in the most agonizing way. They're going to lead us on.
Oh, it hurts. Yeah, you leave there physically hurt. Yeah.
Maybe Braga's going to take a lead, and then Porto will tie it with 15 minutes to go, and you'll say, "Oh, okay, well at least they'll hold on, and it'll be a draw." And then something will happen in the 85th to 95th minute, and I think
they're going to go in there. I mean, Porto are going to go in there fresh because tomorrow's lineup is the Europa lineup.
Yes, they've basically got two squads.
You have a Europa and the league lineup, and it's going to be.
Which is the ideal way to manage this type of.
Braga did have to put in their big guns today to turn it around. So,
but listen, like I said, they've rotated some of the guys today.
Yeah,
Agostinho didn't get into the 75th minute. They took Horta and Salazar out because of their lead. Listen, and they're playing at home. It's just like you said, Porto have this magical fairy dust, Tinkerbell dust on them this year.
I've just seen it too many times in my life.
Yeah, it's just
it hurts. Yeah,
and Farioli, and I give him credit when he knows something's not going right. He doesn't wait right in the 50th minute. Sub 3 guys in, 3 guys
he fixes
out,
it. Away.
Boom, right away.
Yeah. He doesn't wait for it to fix itself. Yeah,
no. And I give him credit. He does. He pulls the trigger right away. It's not like a Rui Borges, somebody waits till the 70th minute. I want these guys to play out the game still. I want them to get. He right away, like, I feel like it's not going the way I see it. I want to do something. But like you guys said, like, I hope you hope for Braga just because
I hope that Braga,
you want the championship to have a little fight in it until the end.
Yeah, Braga win would make this a great last 7 weeks.
Yeah, it opens up things.
It opens everything. It brings everybody back into the pit. It makes it a 3-team race, even if the other 2 teams do their job.
Yeah,
and then we can really have good discussions every week. 'Cause if Porto win this, I don't know what we're going to talk about for the last.
So we're just waiting for this, though. We we wished and prayed Guimarães would do so.
Look, Derek's getting tired of talking about it. He's been wishing it so long.
Been wishing and hoping, wishing upon a star that it was supposed to be Guimarães. Then Gil Vicente might be able to do something. Benfica will beat them, right?
Yeah. Credit to them.
You know what's going to be? It's going to be one of these teams.
It's going to be a Casapia.
When we completely disregard them,
it's going to be.
It's going to be
ABS. It's going to be
ABS. Like a Casapia type deal. That's the only.
You're telling me right now, if the league finishes, Casapia is the only one that's
going to do it.
Exactly.
It had to be a muddy field to get them to.
Yeah.
So here's Porto's fixture list for the rest of the way. So Braga this week, Famalicão the following week, but at home. Away to Estoril, home to Tondela, home to Sporting, away to Estrela. That's the end. Is that the end of the season? No, there's got to be more than that. There's another page.
I know the end of this season is super easy. I know the end.
Alverca, AVS, and Santa Clara.
You couldn't ask for like a better. Yeah, I know.
Is the Santa Clara game?
That's why. That's why we needed Benfica to win.
They need to be caught before then. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
No, if it's gonna come it's gonna come this weekend, and it's gonna come at Estoril.
It has to be. Yeah. And Famalicão maybe can go into the go and get something, but it's tough.
Yeah.
It's only poetic justice.
For Estoril.
Yeah. It's only.
And
Rui's gonna break stuff.
They do it again,
dude.
Well, if Porto get the lead, Estoril fans should run on the field and say that the stand was going to collapse. It's worked in the past. I mean, what could go wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah. Estoril. Yeah. But it's the problem is Estoril, they're on a high, but now they're crashing.
Yeah, exactly. Porto seems to catch teams at the right time.
They'll go on a high, but then they'll crash.
They catch Vitória Guimarães when they're on a crash. Granted, they're getting Braga now at a time where Braga are theoretically peaking. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right. Anything else, guys, before we call it a week?
No.
Let's keep our
off.
fingers crossed for Braga.
Yeah.
All right then.
You guys,
Mauricio, you can watch the last 30 minutes of
I've
in
been
America
watching
here
it on my phone. It's not the same,
the winner will take on Nashville. So
I know
the CONCACAF Champions Cup looks very different than we thought it would look. So
100%.
Nashville.
All right then.
All right.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you guys next week.
All right, see you guys.
See ya.